No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackin' Raw podcast, episode 171. I am your host, the Warden, Matt Ritter. I am back with my not-so-always co-host, Sir Cussalott, Travis Boyner. And today, we have very special guests. Don't worry, Travis, I'll do your AKAs. From Those Wrestling Girls, we have both Krista B. and Queen PR with us today.
Hi.
I was all going to say we got royalty here. We've got a queen to match the king, and then they surprised me with Krista. So now we've got two queens to match our one king. Sir Cussalott, Travis Pointer, a.k.a. the Dragon King, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. T-Money, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. HNIC.
Nice.
What's happening? So, sir, before we move on, let me just address this whole not so always co-host thing. I take a week off, and all of a sudden, it's just,
You took a month off from everything, and I had to cover.
That was months ago, dude. And that was for good reason.
It happened.
All right? That was for good reason. But had I not done that, I would not be okay right now.
That's true.
Because I wouldn't have health insurance.
Like me and P, at first we was just like, we're gonna go in, we're gonna go, and we went,
burnt out
and burnt out.
Yeah, that'll happen to you.
And I missed you guys, and I'm going to put you guys over real quick because, ladies and gentlemen, if you are listening to Smackin' at Raw podcast and you guys don't listen to Those Wrestling Girls, please go listen to them. They do something amazing. They talk women's wrestling, but they don't break down matches. They're not just sitting there talking about nails and hair and outfits. They spotlight specific female wrestlers every episode, and they chronicle their entire journey through the WWE, and they tell you why their accomplishments were important, how it affected them, their memories, all of these great things, and really bring out and make these women feel special and give them the recognition that they don't always get. So if you're a fan of women's wrestling or just a fan of wrestling in general, please go check them out because they do a fantastic job.
Women's wrestling is
Really appreciate that. Thank you.
You guys are one of the first, not, I guess, independent. Is that what we consider ourselves? Independent wrestling podcasts? Because we don't cover the indies, but we're not in the business. So
Right.
Yeah, we're like
it was you guys and the Get Yo podcast that got me out of like listening to wrestlers talk about their careers and listening to people talk about wrestling. So
shout out to Get Your podcast.
I love those guys.
We love everyone over there.
Yeah, definitely.
Were you gonna say something before I cut you off, Travis?
Oh, I was just going to point out that, this week and probably for a few weeks coming, I'm trying to be, a bit more calm and relaxed under doctor's orders, I'll be, sober for all these podcasts. So I'm not going to get myself all worked up and upset about anything, I'm
Which means you guys came on the perfect
I'm
podcast.
going to stay calm.
Because I didn't want to subject you to drunk Travis on your first show with us.
Oh, please. Drunk Travis is a lot of fun,
I'd
all right?
appreciate it.
Drunk Travis is so much fun, though.
You could be fun drunk or sober. It doesn't matter.
I'm fun sober too.
And I was fun sober when I was the DD for the night. So,
who I need to get in contact with, and I also met thanks to you guys, is Heels High Face Beat, because I think Travis, once he can start drinking again or in moderation, would fit in so well with them and what they do over there.
We love Face Beat Heels High.
Really do.
Shout out to those ladies. They are amazing. Our group chats be lit.
They really
everybody
do.
brings their own personality to the group chat, to the Thirsty Thursdays, and we just love them. So shout out to them. If y'all don't listen to them, y'all need to.
Yeah.
Follow them on Instagram, make their drinks, all of that. Like,
Yeah,
just go
they're dope.
for it.
I started. It hurts my soul because they talk about Alexa and they talk about Shotzi, and they don't like either of them, and they're like two of my favorites. So I listen. I'm just sitting there and I'm like, you're killing me. But other than that, no, they are fantastic. They're hilarious. I really love the Undertaker tributes with the shots that they do. So
Oh yeah, those shots really be getting us.
Hung
Like,
over that next
we
day.
tell them, like, we literally have a disclaimer, like, listen, if you're gonna drink and do these games with us, always have a cup of water with you, because it is not pretty if you do not have water after every shot that you take.
we normally start every episode off just kind of going over Black Lives Matter a little bit, or what's going on in the country. Again, as always, no matter what Travis feels about TC, Young Kings Wrestling does have that awesome Black Lives Matter t-shirt, and I have the link to it pinned on my Twitter at Matt Ritter. You guys can go and get that, and it is now available in pink as well as black and white and Heather Gray in pink, so you guys can go check that out. And that money goes to good causes, that organizations that support what Travis and I talk about here, towards helping with the injustice that occurs in our system, that I know Travis knows very well, and I'm sure you both know very well, living in New York. Nothing new. But as crazy as everything is, right now we have a president-elect and a vice president-elect, a woman of color who is our now vice president-elect, who came out and said that there is an injustice in our system, there is a racial issue in our justice system, and it needs to be addressed. And that made me feel good about my vote, because that's why I voted. So hearing them say that, and that it needs to be addressed, made me feel validated in making that decision.
Right.
Now they need to go and do something about it. And if they do, we'll vote again for them next year. If they don't, we'll have to see where we're at. But right now it's addressed, and I'm very happy about that.
Yes,
100.
definitely happy about that. It's such a empowering. It was such an empowering moment, even before the election. Like, when Biden said Kamala Harris was gonna be his running mate, and everybody just like went crazy. I believe I texted you. It was like, this is like a moment in history that we cannot overlook. Like, we have to be in this moment. We have to put our feet to the ground running to go to these polls. You know, we've stressed in the lines that we worked in, the business that we work in, you know, how important it is to vote. Even I was on vacation, and I went on our IG live, because even on vacation, they was watching CNN, they was trying to get these votes together. They were talking about it. So when it came out that, you know, Biden and Kamala won, it was just like a breath of fresh air. So that I thank them on behalf of the both of us, saying thank you for voting. Your voices matter. Your votes mattered, and we just have to keep going, because the racial injustice is real. It is a thing that is so prevalent in our society right now, and it's something that can't be overlooked. It's something that can't be brushed under the rug, and it's something that everybody needs to really pay attention to, because it's not going anywhere until we fix it.
Yep.
100.
Yep, we agree 100%. And we appreciate you guys coming on and talking about that. Also, it's amazing because, as everyone that listens to this podcast knows, I had a daughter a couple months ago. So she is now coming into a world where she is going to have a female vice president, maybe even a female president by the time she's old enough to vote. So she knows that with everything going on, that's something that's achievable now. She has that, and that's awesome. So
I feel like it was always achievable as well. It was just people were really scared to see it. Yeah. Coming from a country that was always male dominated, even from my history books, you know, it was always a man running something, and seeing a female come and just not take over, but take her place, her rightful place, it's just something that in the sense of the word, makes this country so much better than what it was. Because now it really gives that I can do this. I can be vice president. I can be president. I can be whatever I want, because I have a person who looks like me in the White House, or going to be in the White House coming January.
Absolutely. She's a boss. And speaking of bosses, Travis, it is boss time. You got to slide into Sasha's DMs.
Boss time.
And
So what goes down in Sasha's DMs?
Right, I'm so like,
We're so curious to
I'm
know.
so curious. I
So,
posted. Go ahead.
Travis goes on Sasha's DMs on Instagram every week, and I play a little music to set the mood, and he finds a panda gif, and he sends her a gif of a panda, and he's been doing it every week for 2 years now. She has not responded, so we're just waiting for her to eventually see, like,
Sasha,
We
respond.
are going to.
We're gonna make
give
her
that
respond.
vibe. Yes, we're gonna give that energy out there.
Exude
Sasha
that
makes-
energy. Sasha
Hopefully she'll
Banks
like
will
it.
respond.
Maybe
Yeah,
she'll
even
just-
if she likes it, that's a
Little double
response.
tap, little
Mhm.
double.
That's a response. That's a response.
All the validation I'd ever need.
Right, exactly. We got your back. We got your back.
All
I
right,
love
let's see. I'm not hearing the music, Matt. Just so you
you're
know.
not hearing anything?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, that sucks. I guess there won't be any music this time because I'm sure you found one by now.
I have.
I was playing Ain't No Fun by Snoop Dogg.
Why are panda gifts so cute?
Exactly. They're fucking adorable.
It is a panda with a ball, hugging the ball.
Yeah.
I was playing Snoop Dogg featuring Nate Dogg, Warren G, and Corrupt. Ain't No Fun. Unfortunately, they're not going to hear that.
fun if the homies can't get none.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. And I did that because now in news and rumors, you guys talked about it. I saw it on Twitter. I responded. Snoop Dogg has collaborated with The Undertaker on a line of merch for WWE Shop. And there are a bunch of idiots out there that don't seem to understand what demographic that would appeal to. Now, Travis is one of the biggest Snoop Dogg fans I know.
Nice.
I am one of the biggest Undertaker fans Travis knows. And we would both easily go buy Snoop Dogg and Undertaker merch at 33 years old, both a white man and an African-American male. And I know you guys are into it. Attitude Era fucked you up.
Yep.
As soon as it dropped, I bought 2 shirts. I sent it to my boss, Lou. He was like, yo, I was looking at that. I said, I'm buying right now. He's like, how much is it? I told him. It's not, I thought it was going to be like something expensive. It's like a regular price t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or 2. Like,
I get paid on Sunday, so yeah.
I mean, it'll probably be there because everything is on pre-order right now. So I just pre-ordered 2 shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the 90s. Like, okay, so we're all in our 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in that era. My brother was a big Tupac fan, even though he's from Brooklyn, and you know that whole East Coast West Coast thing. Had every Snoop Dogg album. He had every Snoop Dogg album. So I just grew up listening to it. And to know that Snoop Dogg, one, he's a WWE Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
He's the cousin of Sasha Banks.
Yup.
He's been on numerous.
He's a fan. He's a WWE fan.
He's a fan, and he's been on numerous episodes of Monday Night Raw and SmackDown
and WrestleMania.
And WrestleMania.
I just think, and you said it, Matt, like it says a lot about like how close-minded people can be, because like people do not understand the range that Snoop Dogg has. Like he has a show with fucking Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
So you gotta think that his fan base is limited, and then to think that like, okay, wrestling, that's what's great about wrestling. Everyone and their mother of any walk of life loves wrestling. So for people to question why that would be a collaboration and like there's no demographic for that, I feel like was just dumb.
And first of all, Snoop Dogg literally is the only artist who has dropped an album in every genre and went #1.
Oh, wow.
Country, gospel, hip hop, yes, reggae. Like he's dropped an album in every genre and it's went to #1. So when we talk about range musically, he's an actor. I don't want to say he's a wrestler, but he has like
He's in the Hall of Fame.
line. He did
I
clothesline.
saw clothesline. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a move.
He did a move. Like he's not a wrestler, but you know, his range, like he's the only one that can really be relevant in everything that he does, and nobody has to question why Snoop Dogg.
Right,
here?
that is so true.
Like, so for those of you guys who don't know why, know your history. Go to Google. It's easy. Learn about Snoop Dogg before you start questioning stuff.
Right.
Not to mention, he's obviously on Sasha's theme music, but also WWF dropped that Aggression album that had rap versions of all of the theme music. And he did Stone Cold's theme music.
He did. And I think, thank you for reminding me, because I'm going to go download that and I'm going to add it to my Randy Orton and our favorite CFO song, which is on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. I'm going to add that to my playlist.
So I actually have it on there. I listen to it quite frequently. Method Man, doing the Rock's theme was great.
Mhm.
There's some really good ones on there. So
Yeah, I even have the Rocks. It doesn't matter what Wyclef.
I remember that shit.
I do. Like,
Classic.
I don't care how corny it was then or now. I blast it every time it comes on. I even like put it on Instagram and Twitter just for the Rock to see it. So Rock, I'm gonna need you to acknowledge me. Thanks.
mhm.
Yeah.
I know you're a big Rock fan, and you know I've got the Rock's Pie with who did he do Pie with? Where he sang the song Pie. It was on, I think.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember anybody else being on it though. Who's on it?
Oh yeah, no.
It was just him.
No. It was him and fuck. He did a song with Snoop Dogg too.
See, guys, that's what.
Right. Thank you.
That's a Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg. Cheers to Snoop Dogg. Okay.
I can't find it. I'm not going to look for it. But there is somebody else on that song with Slick Rick. It's Slick Rick and The Rock.
Wow, that's
Now
Sang
I
the
gotta
song
know
Pie.
that one.
yeah.
Is it? Is it? I'm gonna have to look for that in the Apple Store. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's Volume 5. It's the one with The Rock on the cover holding a piece of pie. It's basically
I remember that one.
Yeah, it's basically The Rock singing a song about going to the country and meeting a bunch of different women and then tasting their pie.
Tasting their pie.
Mhm. As you guys love to say, the Attitude Era fucked us up.
Yeah.
And we are right after your anniversary where you guys did your Thirsty Thursday. We are, what, a week out from that?
A week out, yes. Yes.
You guys dropped a merch store where you guys have shirts.
We did. And then one of the shirts says the Attitude Era fucked us up.
Mhm.
You know what's crazy? That came out so organically.
It did.
And everybody just went crazy. Like, my
Everyone was like,
phone was
put that
blowing
on a
up.
shirt. Put that on a shirt.
Put it on the mask. Okay, we got it. We got you. We got you. It's there. Boom.
That's how the
And
best
we
stuff
were
happens.
getting really good feedback from that.
I decided about 5 minutes before I walked through the door, because I know you guys don't watch AEW, and I know Travis doesn't like talking about AEW.
I sure don't.
Since we're having a good time, we're talking about stuff, we're going to cut AEW out of today's review.
Wait, no. Not yet.
No,
We just have to congratulate Renee.
Well, that's still in news and rumors, so we're not done.
Okay.
So in news and rumors, go ahead.
AEW.
What's that?
I have to give it up to Jade Cargill, who has been like, she just blasted on the scene last week, and she has star power written all over her. Shout out to Big Swole, who she has been a savior for me when it comes to the AEW Women's Division. So between her, Jade, and whatever Brandy's doing, I shout out to AEW. Let's put it like that. And Thunder Rosa.
The women of AEW. Let's just put it at that.
Women of AEW.
We'll do it that way.
I'll agree with that because they're finally using the women. They're
Right.
finally giving them story. Are having a baby. It was announced on Dynamite, and then she announced.
Wait. I lost you. Rewind to the beginning of that story.
John Moxley announced in a promo on Dynamite that Renee Young is pregnant. They are having a baby.
They are.
I just needed you to go ahead and say it. I knew what you were talking about, but you know, I gotta hear you.
You don't listen to me. Why should anyone else, Travis?
Well, because we want them to. That's what keeps them coming back.
Hopefully. Also, they announced that the Thunderdome is going to be moving to Tropicana Field after the NBA season starts up.
Makes sense.
So that should happen. I think they said sometime in December.
11th, I think they said.
Yeah, the 11th.
Yeah. The
So,
11th.
which is a SmackDown. And that's really it for news and rumors. Not a whole lot more. I think we covered everything. So, as we do here, you guys are the guests. You guys are going to guide us through what we're going to talk about today. So, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with Raw, SmackDown, or NXT?
I would like to start with NXT because I would love your thoughts on just what they're doing in the women's division and also how you guys feel about Ember Moon and Io retaining her title against Rhea Ripley. Because I had a strong feeling that Rhea Ripley was about to walk out champion. So, I have to know your thoughts.
Ray Ripley
All right.
on Sunday, so I'm saying about that.
Oh, woo. Love it.
So we will kick off NXT, and we kicked off NXT with Johnny Gargano. Why? Wow. Why was that so hard to say? Johnny Gargano defeats Leon Ruff by DQ when Damian Priest intentionally punches Ruff in the face because he doesn't think Leon can do it by himself. He's not liking it, so he's like, you know what? He pops him in the face, and then after that, he's backstage having a discussion with William Regal. Regal's not happy. He says that, you know, it's a joke. Leon Ruff's like, oh, so you take me for a joke, huh? And slaps that man across the face.
Yeah. You hit him first. Fuck you.
I'm glad that they're doing that with Leon Ruff, though, and they're not treating him like a joke. They're giving
Right.
him something more. It's not just, we did this to screw over Johnny, and this isn't about you. He's actually being featured in this, and they're giving him some time. So, then after that, we had the blindfold match, Cameron Grimes versus Dexter Lumis, where they had sacks on their head. I love me some Dexter Lumis. I'm a big horror movie fan, so that whole creepy vibe that he has.
I loved it too. It was really, really good.
He's not moving. Cameron Grimes is running around the ring like an idiot. Eventually knocks out the ref, pulls his hood off, sees that Dexter's there. Dexter can sense him though, dodges the attacks. There's no finish to the match. They just end up brawling until Grimes runs away. So we're gonna get more of that, but I'm for it. They've really made me care about Cameron Grimes, who they kept putting on TV, and I was like, I don't need to see this guy, this weird, hairy, fucking midget. Like, don't care about him. But they've made me care, and like I said, I love Dexter.
I'm with you on that one. Wednesday made me care.
It made me care too, and I think I was really watching it NXT by default because I was working.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just all right. I'm gonna work on here, watch NXT because I'm never home on Wednesdays to watch it. If we're not recording, I'm just out and about. So to watch that, and I got attracted to the storyline between them two during Halloween Havoc, like you said. So, and I'm like, oh, because I feel like those outside matches draw more attention than the inside matches, especially after Taker and AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I'm just, oh my God, I love the outside matches. I'm so glad that you did the rock sniff to that. Thank you. But I just felt like that match was just like, okay, this is something that's really pulling me in. And I love how Cameron Grimes is just like, yeah, I didn't need that. I didn't I wasn't scared. And then you get in the ring with somebody of Dexter Lumis's caliber, and you just like, you shitting yourself. You're like, oh, I gotta stop talking this shit.
Dexter Lumis is so intense,
right?
And like the best.
Yeah. Cameron Grimes is one of those who I've always like, you know, since I started watching NXT, because I haven't been watching it long, but he was the one I always said was the only actual heel in NXT because he's the only one that the crowd would actually boo. Like everybody else is just cheered to various degrees, but he was the only one I ever heard them boo. No matter who, like they tried to put as a heel or anything, they still got cheered except for him. And I'm like, he's doing something right. So.
Yeah, they're not going to do the, you know, Adam Cole still gets the Bay and Undisputed Era still gets the boom, and all the heels still get their little stuff in. They still get cheered. People still like them. Cameron Grimes, not cool. Nothing redeemable about this guy at all.
And it works for him.
He looks like someone you'd see in an amateur porno scrolling through Pornhub. Not someone you want to watch.
Yeah. You scroll past that one. You don't watch that one.
Right. You're like, next.
Then we got War Games announced, and they announced it with Shotzi Blackheart, and this promo was fucking awesome. I love Shotzi. Shotzi is my favorite woman in NXT right now.
We stand Shotzi.
We really do.
We stand her.
And when they destroyed her tank, it broke my heart. That was terrible. And I can't wait to see her get Candice in that cage and beat the shit out of her. And the way it's lining up to look like the teams, this is going to be a damn good War Games.
Yeah.
And I feel like War Games was another thing that drew me in, especially from last year when Dakota Kai turned on Tegan Knox. And she
was there. I was there.
Oh my gosh. Like, I was just like, and I love Dakota Kai. Like, I love the fact that she just went rogue and heel, and it fits her so well. So when she turned on her best friend, you know, they peg everybody to be best friends in WWE.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, no, not re-injuring her leg and she got the brace on it, and you hitting it through a fence. Like, oh my gosh. So
It was good.
I cannot wait for War Games.
Yeah.
Like, War Games might be up there with my most favorite
I think it's
pay-per-view.
perfect for
Yeah.
Survivor Series.
Right.
It's her
War-
favorite.
Survivor
I
Series
think
is
it's the
definitely my
perfect
favorite.
companion. And then, like you said, last year was so good. And then just hearing William Regal say War
War
Games.
So I am so disappointed that we didn't get it on this episode, and he did it after the show went off air.
Yeah.
Right.
But I got to watch it on Twitter the next day, so I still got it. You cannot have War Games without William Regal doing War Games.
Okay. So I don't know if you saw our Twitter. It was a TikTok video where he was talking, and it sounded like he was gonna announce War Games. But if you're on TikTok, you know, like you say something, and then you just say, "I've never seen two pretty best friends before." I did that, and I was like, "Oh, this is so
funny.
good,
It was
so
funny.
good."
Um,
But War Games is literally a staple of William Regal's. Like,
Last year when we talked about War Games, Travis had he literally just started watching NXT when it came to USA. I tried to force him to watch some stuff. I got him to go watch some old like matches here or there when the pandemic first started, and we did some other stuff for the podcast, but he just started watching. So he didn't know who Tegan Knox and Dakota Kai were. And what did you refer to them as? The Knee Brace Sisters?
What did I call them? No, I said
they were the same person.
Yeah, I said that white girl beat herself up.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
Yeah, that was what happened.
My wife called them the Knee Brace Sisters. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Damn.
So, do you know the difference between them now, though, Travis?
Yeah, they look different now.
Okay.
you know what? They're gonna say that, and WWE's gonna use that.
Yep. Next thing you know.
Listen, we should have made "Run Me My Check." We're gonna put that on another shirt.
Next.
So
yeah.
WWE, when I hear that, run Travis his check.
Yes.
Mhm. We got you guys with Run Me My Check. We've got Young Kings Wrestling with Vince Cut the Check. All I know is we need to get paid.
Cop that, guys. Cop that.
Then we had Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell take on Casey Express, Casey Catanzaro, and Caden Carter. I felt like this was more of a showcase for Caden and Casey than it was Indy and Candice.
I didn't see this one.
Was it not good enough for Hulu?
It was not.
All right. We'll come back to it then. Travis watches the Hulu version. So we do a thing here called Not Good Enough for Hulu, where after I finish the show, I go back and tell him all the stuff he didn't get to see. And then we'll see how upset he is with what they cut from the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes he goes on rants.
I realized that because I remember one time I missed Raw and I went to go, or I was like seeing clips, and I'm like, hold up, they cut this out on Hulu. Like Hulu cuts out a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
Hulu cuts it down to 90 minutes.
I missed that.
It cuts out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so it's usually 2 hours. 3-hour show. Usually about maybe 30 minutes of commercials, I guess you'd say. So yeah, that's about an
Cut
hour
out
of
like
the
a
show.
full hour.
Yeah, about an hour of the show they cut out. 90 minutes.
Did you see Kushida versus Arturo Ruas?
Who?
Yes, Arturo
Travis?
Ruas is new.
No.
So, all right, that's going to be a rant for me here when we get back to it, since you didn't see it on Hulu, because Arturo does not belong on NXT. He was drafted somewhere, and I don't know what
I don't even know who Arturo is. Who the fuck is that?
he was in Raw Underground.
He came up.
Oh, he's
like,
one of them. Okay.
Yeah.
The big dude.
No, that was Dabake.
Oh, okay. Well, where the fuck is he?
You saw Tony and Ember, though, right, Travis?
Yes.
You never miss Tony, do you?
I never miss Tony.
Mm-hmm. We had Tony and Ember teaming up to take on Giant Gonzalez and Queen Kai. And again, Ember in NXT, and this, like, I'm so glad they put her down in NXT because she killed this match. She killed this match.
Fantastic. She was.
This is where she needs to be. This is why when I put up my poll for who would win between Ember and Sasha in our mock Survivor Series draft that we did, they should have voted Ember, not Sasha. But no, of course, Sasha won.
You're such a hater. You're such a hater.
That's actually a dream match.
Go ahead and go. Just take that L, Matt. It's just what it is.
Hey, it's looking like it's gonna be 3-2 right now, Travis.
No. Well, Ember has always been good, Like she's always been amazing. NXT, even when she like was popped up for Royal Rumble and she had the messed up shoulder. Like she's always been good. We've always been standing Ember. So maybe back then I'd have been like, yeah, Ember's better than but Sasha, well, Sasha's always been amazing too. But now, like as she's progressing, I'm literally on the fence. I wouldn't even know like who would win that one. That would really be like you at the edge of your seat in front of the TV, like biting your nails, trying to figure out who's winning a match between them two.
Especially with the Ember we got last night. And this also set up because after the match, we had Indy and Candice come down and attack Ember and Tony and kind of extend that olive branch to Giant Gonzalez and Dakota Kai and say, hey, we need 2 women for our War Games team, which means that we're going to get Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, Ember Moon, Tony Storm, and a mystery 4th partner on a team.
That's a fire team. And are you saying Giant Gonzalez?
Yes. I refer to her as Giant Gonzalez because she's like 12 feet tall.
The whole time I'm like, is he saying
She a whole Amazon, yeah.
He's still trying to. Well, he stopped saying it, but he's been wanting her to put on that Giant Gonzalez body
just for Halloween Havoc.
That would have been a classic, iconic Halloween costume.
Just for Halloween Havoc, and we got the Yeti, and we got a guy dressed up as the Giant. So, I just needed her in Giant Gonzalez's bodysuit just for that one night against Rhea.
Oh man,
it would have been dope.
See, I'm not crazy, Travis.
Yeah, you are, but
they don't have a mystery partner. I mean, they have a mystery partner. It's either Rhea Ripley for War Games, or did we find out who's who's finishing up SmackDown?
Yeah, we did.
I guess we'll get into that, but yeah, they finished it. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately,
I'm not pleased, but
yeah. Well, SmackDown let me down twice tonight. What's that?
Is it worse than Lana?
I mean, I said it was equal to Lana, but
you can't really get worse than Lana. So it's
right. Thank you. Okay. She stands Lana.
I'm with you.
No. How?
So wait, you might actually agree with the last member being like on the same level as
How what?
All right. Can we know? Like, can I know?
It's Natalia. See, like I said, it's just basically Lana. It's SmackDown's Lana.
Yeah, the difference is Natalia can actually work though. Like it's just
Lana has improved so much.
And she's improved. That doesn't mean she's good enough.
Thank you.
Okay, she is.
If you go from dog turd to like human turd, you're still a turd. Like what's
Okay. I think she's better than a turd at this
We have
point.
to take
Natalia has been training her. I think she's better than a turd at this point.
Listen, we have to take into consideration that Ronan came and fucked shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is not performing because everybody is worried more so about their health instead of making a trek. So we have to go with what we got.
Yep.
They can still do better.
Team Lana.
I'm especially looking at the Raw team. I'm still just like, how? But I got an idea of how they may work that, and I have an idea. So if I'm right, then it might be okay. Anyway, go ahead. What are you saying, Matt?
I think Lana's gonna be the sole survivor, but we'll talk about that when we get to Raw.
What else happened on NXT?
Did you see Thatcher versus Austin Gray, Travis?
No.
With Ciampa? No, you didn't see Ciampa either.
Oh, I saw that one. Oh,
now. Keep in mind, Matt, I watched this yesterday and I'm like fresh out of the hospital, so I was in and out of it. So I may have missed some things without missing some things, you know?
See, now I didn't want to talk about you being in the hospital because I've known you since 3rd grade, and it's hard for you to mention being in the hospital and me not to make jokes about it. So let's stay away from that.
I mean, you can make jokes now. I'm okay now.
Okay, you remember the jokes I was making when we were texting back and forth?
Yeah, not those though.
Yeah, okay. That's why. Don't give me the opening, Travis. I'm trying to be a good friend.
Not in the hospital, okay?
And shout out, I checked on Jizzy, who also had a medical emergency, and they didn't get to record their last show, the Dead Ass Girls. So shout out to her. We hope you're feeling better as well.
Yes. No, get better, Jizzy.
I had Jizzy on the show, and she was fucking awesome when Travis took his month off.
She's the best.
We had them both on our show. And we had to really put, this is not made for kids.
Oh no, yeah.
The only photo we had, and we cannot.
That was like 21 plus.
Yeah, not even 18. We literally put a 21 plus. Not. We was like, no, like you cannot listen to this episode. Sorry, they bring out that side of us. More so you than me, which I'm really surprised on. I was like,
well, see,
shy one.
I listened to that episode, and that's why when she said she wanted to come on, I'm like, she's coming on the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, and that's the side I'm going to try and get out. That's what I'm doing.
Is it okay if this is on Pornhub? I'm like, yeah.
Listen, we gotta get shit.
Hey.
Whoever listens and watches, whoever listens and watches, listen, everybody getting a check at the end of the day on Pornhub, okay?
We had Johnny Gargano come out for a match. He's attacked by Priest is out for a match, and he's attacked by Gargano. They brawl, and then Leon Ruff comes down, and again, Leon Ruff is getting the better of Damian Priest and Johnny Gargano here. He's dodging, he's drop kicking, he's moving around. They're making Ruff look like he belongs there, and I appreciate that.
I love that. I really do love that. The fact that
yeah, man, give him a shine.
Is definitely utilizing more of their wrestlers who fans probably felt don't deserve that. But again, if coronavirus was not a factor, you would have to think
he probably wouldn't have got that shot. Yeah,
right.
Probably not.
That he does, and it is like I said, representation matters. So the fact that he's North American champion, and the fact that I just realized that Johnny Gargano has been getting that Sasha treatment, it happens. But it's a good thing to see. It's a good thing to see.
Travis, did you get to see any of William Regal looking for Xia Li and Boa?
No.
Jesus Christ. You did see Rhea Ripley versus Io Shirai for the women's title, right?
I certainly
That was good enough for Hulu?
That was good enough for Hulu.
That was probably the best match of the fucking week.
Yo.
Oh my God.
That match, I think I stopped working for a little bit to watch it. I was like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Like every 5 seconds, I was like, oh my gosh. Oh damn. Oh shit. Whoa. Wait a minute. Like literally that was
so good.
What was good about it is like you really couldn't call it. So it was just like you really don't know.
And I love those matches. I love those matches, but you can't call it. Because my prediction is like spot fuck on, and I'd be over it sometimes.
No, this was a so first off, Rhea's ear. I had to pause it. I was looking, I'm like that.
No, it was her thing. It was her lobe too. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, that gauge. Yeah,
was it off or like Because remember, Stone Cold as Undertaker, his whole ear was like cut off.
Yep.
Like
I don't think it could cut all the way through. I think it just kind of like slipped and she just.
Yeah, it slipped, but it was kind of like But I'm like, how did she like bust her ear, like her lobe? I don't know. I have to rewatch that part.
The only very, very, very small criticism I have is I don't like the moonsault hitting the back of Rhea's legs for the pin.
I thought it was just me. They were like, nailed it, and I was like,
no, she did.
No.
And then Rhea was face down, so that
Yeah.
makes it more awkward. I don't know.
That was the
Where the hell is Beth Phoenix? Because we know she's commentating.
Oh, yeah.
She's at home.
Yeah, she's recording from home.
Yep.
Okay, it's damn. We gotta use their audio because that should sound like she in the studio in the arena.
I was gonna say when you got that kind of money.
Right.
Yeah, we got to get that Vince money. So
I'm trying to get Travis to sell.
So as they said, Vince run that check.
I love that.
Trying to get Travis to sell a little more merch my way so I can get a nice new microphone too. But no, that other than that, like I said, I didn't love the finish because it's on the legs and Rhea's laying face down, so it doesn't translate to me as that's a pinnable moment because you didn't knock her out. But other than that, they killed that match. They hugged at the end, so as you kind of alluded to, people are talking, is this Rhea's transition from NXT to the main roster now? She had a WrestleMania match with Charlotte. Is she moving up? And if she is moving up, are we going to see her this Sunday at Survivor Series?
I hope so. They got to take – well, what team? I want to see her on Team SmackDown.
That's what I said.
Although Raw needs her, I feel like she'd be a better fit for SmackDown.
Raw already has a Shayna and a Nia. They have those imposing figures. SmackDown doesn't have that big physical threat outside of Tamina, but the way they treat Tamina, which we're going to talk about tonight,
Yeah.
unless Roman comes and gets that part of his house straightened up, they need someone like Rhea.
I feel like they need to get on that. Like,
They
you
do.
know, just get that family together. She's right there. Bring her in. Bring that other Uso in. Grab that random cousin they had on a few years ago that really didn't do shit but get his ass whooped. Bring him in there to take some pins, you know.
He's over in AEW now.
Okay, well, there's more. There's always another Samoan.
Naomi. Stop forgetting about Naomi. She's married.
See,
Well, she's on Raw, so
they put her on Raw, and I have an issue outside of Survivor Series with them letting people go between brands.
Oh, I hate
So
that.
it drives me nuts.
But I feel like she's gonna have to come back
Yeah.
to SmackDown because they don't separate couples. And if Jay is still on SmackDown with Jimmy is still on SmackDown because of Jay. They don't separate couples. So yeah, she got drafted to Raw, but Naomi's gonna make a comeback to SmackDown. Her husband is still there.
Thank God SmackDown will get one of those fucking draft pick
yeah, they can
trades.
just trade future draft picks.
Yeah. If I wasn't already fucking bald, Travis. It drives me nuts. We finished the night. Finn Balor is back. He gives Io and Rhea their props in the match, and Io her props for what she did. Then he talks about how he's got 3 plates in his jaw. He is interrupted by Pat McAfee and his group, the Kings of NXT. I don't love the name, but it is what it is. They tell him basically, listen, you've been gone for a while. Shit's changed. So unless you want to be dead like the entire Undisputed Era and everyone else we've taken out, Killian Dane, Drake Maverick, just shock the system hits. Here comes Undisputed Era, and we get a big brawl that does end with the War Games announcement. We just don't get it on TV.
That makes sense because I'm watching this. I'm like, this is an awkward way to end this because there's no resolution here, and I know War Games is coming. That makes sense now.
You know, so what you didn't see, but I got to see on Twitter, is William Regal comes out, and Adam Cole's in the ring. And he's like, say it. Do it. I want it. Say it. William Regal was like, War Games. And then we got it. So
That's great.
Thank you. I do terrible impressions, so.
It was good enough. We knew what you were doing.
Travis, not good enough for Hulu NXT edition. We had the Candice and Indy Hartwell defeating Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter in a tag team match. We had Kushida defeat Arturo Ruas, who was the martial arts guy that was in Raw Underground, who got drafted to Monday Night Raw, but isn't on Monday Night Raw, is on NXT, and I don't fucking get that. Whatever. And then we had Thatcher defeat Austin Gray, who he was feuding with over the Thatch's Thatch Can Training School.
Sure.
Yep.
After he defeats Austin Gray and taps him out, Ciampa is not fucking having this shit. He wants Thatcher. And I am with Krista. I want Ciampa and Thatcher. Give it to me.
I'm with
That
it.
right there, that intensity when Ciampa came out and he was just like, I have no problems with you. Oh, but Ciampa has a problem with you. So therefore, whatever problem he has, he's gonna make sure he solves it.
Thank God he still has his music and they didn't take his away like they did everyone else. Because no one will survive when that hits. It's one of those theme musics that you feel.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Too soon, Matt. Too soon. It still
Too
hurts.
soon for what?
It still hurts. All right. Keith Lee losing his music. Yeah.
To accept it.
No.
Yeah, I'm so mad that they changed
Yeah.
Keith Lee.
Yeah.
He actually
I'm
told
still
me that
hurt.
And it was that
and it
shit
was like
hits. That
literally
shit
you would have
hits.
thought the Rock or Austin was coming out when
Yeah.
Keith Lee came out when we was at NXT.
But Keith Lee told us to get over his music, so we should get over it and just.
Yeah, Travis. Keith Lee said get over it, so fucking get over it.
Out of respect for Mia, I will not say what I want to say for him saying for us to get over it.
And then last but not least, on not good enough for NXT, we have William Regal walking around the apartments that apparently they buy the wrestlers that are in NXT so they can all live next door to each other. He's looking for Boa. Boa kind of opens the door. He looks like he's in a heroin den.
Yes.
He's
Yes.
strung out as fuck.
Like
Like,
trap house.
yes.
Yeah. He's like,
Wow.
I'm not having this shit. He goes, I can't come out. She's coming. And he's like, who's she? Zia Lee? He goes, no, Zaya's hiding. She's coming.
Coming.
Yeah.
Who's she?
That is a very good question.
I'm ready for that.
Oh man, I hope. See, this is why I fucked with the fact that Triple H and Shawn Michaels are like, and Road Dogg have this whole their hand in creative control in NXT because they were there in Attitude Era. They saw how, Vince Russo was writing stuff and they saw how fans reacted to it. Raw and SmackDown, it's just like, it's so predictable. I'm like, oh, P, this one's coming out. She's like, what? I'm like, look. And the music would hit. Like, they don't give us a surprise or a shock. Like, even on SmackDown early, well, they shocked us because Undertaker did not come out. But usually, the way they would did that, Sami Zayn talking shit, Undertaker would have came out and
chokeslammed him.
And that would have been it. And I'd have been like, oh, we would have been happy because it's Undertaker, but at the same time, it's like, all right, we guessed that. We knew he was coming. You just threw that out there.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm very interested to see who she is. I'm very interested to see how they're going to address Boa's apparent drug problem and where Xia Li's been hiding. Because
Xia Li literally is an anomaly.
Yeah, she's so.
She'll pop up and like, oh, she's gonna be here, and then she disappears again. It's just like, bro, did we not see her?
Potential.
Yeah, missed potential.
she killed it in the Mae Young Classic.
Sure did.
Yeah, she did.
So, where do you guys want to go? Or actually, I'm sorry, this is the end of NXT, so I have a question for you, as we do here every week. NXT, spit or swallow?
For this week?
Yeah,
this week's NXT.
Swallow.
I'll swallow.
Travis?
I'm swallowing also.
Me too. It was a damn good show.
I think it just was great. It was great.
Where would you guys like to go next? SmackDown or Raw?
Can we do Raw?
We'll find out what Travis didn't get to see on Raw.
Saw everything.
You saw everything? Oh, because you were in the hospital. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I watched it live in the hospital. So I saw. Now, well, it was all on while I was in the hospital watching.
Okay.
Being constantly interrupted by doctors and nurses wanting to talk to me and trying to fall asleep and not being able to fall asleep, and yeah, there was a lot happening, but it was on and it was in front of me.
So we kick it off with a Drew promo. Basically, he's talking about how he's going to win tonight, become champion, go on, beat Roman Reigns. It's a good promo. Like, this is the Drew McIntyre that we need. He's energetic. He's loud. He's happy. He's having fun with it. You can tell he's having fun with it. It's not just it didn't feel like a just repeated back promo like we get sometimes where he's just reading words. They did a lot of really great stuff with Drew tonight. Randy comes down, says that he spent more time at home, or no, I'm sorry, he was on the Titantron, says Randy spent more time at home than most of the locker room has had on TV or even spent in the ring, that there's no way Drew's going to win. Drew disagrees. And then for whatever fucking reason, Miz and Morrison come out, and the Miz says, hey, that's great, but I've got money in the bank, so you guys do what you got to do, but I'm going to walk out champ. And I pray to God they don't do that. I was worried they were going to do that tonight.
Survivor Series, though?
I'm gonna say yes.
They could.
I'd say it wouldn't surprise me if they did it. I would not be shocked at all.
If Roman beats Drew, hits him with a spear and a Superman punch, and he's laying there, Roman don't give a fuck if.
Usually, I would say when Roman beats Drew, but in this case, I don't know.
I think so. I think Roman's beating Drew. There's going to be some shenanigans to protect Drew, but the family's going to interfere. Roman's going to get that dub, and then afterwards, Miz comes in and cashes in Money in the Bank. I would not be surprised at all.
He's trying to take the ultimate opportunist title.
Yeah.
You can't take the edge, Miz. Sorry.
Then we have what we kind of alluded to. Lana requested a 6-woman tag team match for tonight because she wants to show that she deserves to be on Team Raw to the quote-unquote team captains, Shayna and Lana. So she's doing this to prove herself. They don't even tag her in. They tell her, just stay on the apron, stay out of it. And she probably should have listened because as soon as she tags in, she taps out.
Yeah.
And she gets put through another table.
I think
But see, I'm with I think them making her tap out and this journey of her fighting and trying to prove herself and getting put through the table is going to lead to a happy Lana moment at the end of the women's match where Lana is the sole survivor and it's the holy shit I did it moment.
It has to be a payoff.
And then Nia, and this is what's gonna happen. She's gonna be the last to be if she's the last woman standing and she gets the victory. Let's say she gets the victory, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be, yay, it was me. And Nia's gonna come up like, oh, congratulations, come, let me hug you, and da-da-da-da. And instead of them putting her out, there's one or two things gonna happen. Instead of them putting her through the announce table because she'll be in the ring, Nia's gonna hold Lana. Shayna's gonna grab a table from under the ring, and she's gonna put it through a regular table, or she's gonna throw her out the ring. Shayna's gonna beat her up a little bit and put her through the announce table. Either way, the tables don't end.
Well, Lana is no stranger to getting wood, but think about this.
Well, when you put it that way. No, just kidding.
What if Lana puts Nia through the table? What if she reverses it and puts Nia through the table?
Do it.
How?
Maybe Nia picks her up for a body press and she falls into a crossbody and lands on her, wiggles her way out.
It could be strong as fuck. We don't know. I'm just saying.
Like, yeah, exactly. I'm with you. Really?
I've seen her on TikTok. She has muscle. She can't dance to the beat, but she has muscle.
She got heart. Okay.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She may have muscle, but she doesn't have functional strength, sir. Like it's just she cannot lift Nia. All right.
I listen to Lana's TikToks like I watch porn.
If WWE messes up Survivor Series and stop making it my favorite, I'm gonna write. Well, not write because we got social media. I'm gonna type a very strongly worded letter to creative.
Be prepared to do so because this Survivor Series is really feeling kind of blah to me. But
well, mind you, it's Corona, so I'm guessing the build has been botched or not botched, but the build has been what the build has been because they don't want to have the invasion with all of these teams coming in and putting all those people in the same show. They're trying to keep some kind of social distancing and people separated. So I feel like that's why.
Either like, how do you have? Well, we haven't gotten to SmackDown yet, but how is Big E not on the Survivor Series?
Well, no, we're gonna talk about that because that's some fucking bullshit. But
also with this, we're back on Raw. We've talked about it earlier. How is Naomi not on the Survivor Series team? How do you have fucking Mandy Rose and fucking Dana Brooke, but you don't have Naomi?
We don't have Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke.
Still recovering from everything that she's been going through with the hurricanes, the surgery and stuff like that. So, she's home, taking it day by day, So shouts out to Naomi. But hey, it's Survivor Series. It's WWE. Anything can happen.
Ooh, yeah,
Anything.
Right. What do you mean we don't have Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke? What happened?
Well, we're going to get to that, Travis.
Yeah, we don't have Dana Brooke and Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose anymore.
They're gone.
See, hospital shit. Go ahead, keep going. What happened?
They got replaced by Lacey
and Peyton Royce.
We find out that AJ's bodyguard can talk. AJ had no idea. Thought the guy was just mute or spoke a different language. Just did that white people thing and assumed.
I didn't like that. That was just like a racist. For me, I don't want to say racism, but
no, go ahead.
It was literally like cringy, like really, because he's tall and black and he looks this way. He speaks another language, or he's a dumb mute. Like,
yeah, it made me raise an eyebrow. I wasn't mad, but I'm like, yeah.
Like I said, he pulled some dumb white boy shit. Like, it's what it is. Like, he looked at the guy and just said, "Oh, I ain't gonna understand a word he said, so I'm not even gonna bother asking." You just stand behind me and scare people, like. But Matt Riddle knew. Matt Riddle, fuck Matt Riddle, hashtag Riddle over Riddle. He had a nickname for the guy. What?
I mean, I get the rumors on Matt Riddle, but damn.
Wait, well,
no. Matt hated him long ago.
This has nothing to do with his wife. This is the fact that everyone calls me Matt Riddle, that I got tagged in a post on Twitter where they wanted to castrate me because they thought I was Matt Riddle.
Oh, they better chill.
Ritter and Riddle. ERLE. Get it together.
Yo, let us know. We got you back.
We got you.
Hashtag Ritter over Riddle.
Yeah. Yes. New hashtag. Hash that up.
No, so we find out that this guy can talk, and AJ's like, "Oh my god, I've got so many questions for you now." Like, "Oh, really?"
And I just felt like that was going to lead to those what's the word I'm looking for? The microaggression ass questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like that was
the
gonna
can I
be.
touch your hair questions, that
Can I
kind of
touch
stuff.
your hair?
Yeah.
You know, are there tall people like this where you come from? What was it like growing up? How does your skin look like that? Like,
do you tan in the sun?
in the sun, do you even get sunburn? Do you all of that? And it's just like you really want to like don't make us feel uncomfortable.
And at his age, he should know most of that by now. I mean, Travis, I don't think I've ever asked you any of those questions, knowing you my entire life.
No, I don't think so.
You guys want to be friends.
Well, I mean, even when we were kids, like we were kids, we grew up. Like I said, we met in 3rd grade. I don't think ever once I got sunburned and looked at Travis and said, "Hey, how come you don't get sunburned?" Like, never happened.
And it's bad because we get those questions, like, and it's like we have to code switch. Like we were talking to Bianca Belair. Check out that episode if you guys didn't check out that episode of Krista B. Sonda. We was talking about Bianca. We was talking to Bianca Belair, and she mentioned that it's hard for us because we always have to code switch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no shade, no tea. White people don't have to do that. They can literally just come and say whatever they want, do whatever they want, and feel like it's okay. Us as Black people or people of color, we have to code switch and know when and when not to say something. And it's very frustrating for us because we have to deal with these microaggressions all the time.
Definitely. Like
I actually talked about this last week. I hit up Jizia, the Deadass Girls, because she was talking about code switching and I didn't know what it was. So I hit her up and I was like, "Hey, she was talking about the Brandy promo and how what Brandy did was the wrong kind of code switching."
It really was. We were talking about this before we went live for Thirsty Thursdays, and it was just like, girl, like, we get it. You don't want anybody talking to your significant other any old kind of way, in a way that you feel like is disrespectful. But Jade cut an actual promo. You understand? It wasn't like she said, "Oh, I'm a your man. I'm a off. I'm a swallow all them kids." Like, she didn't say anything vulgar, disrespectful. Like, she didn't say any of that. So for Brandon to come and, "Don't talk to my man. Who do you think you are, you heifer?" Da, 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 da. And it was just like,
when she said heifer, I'm like,
heifer?
Really?
Like,
Really? I've
was so,
never heard anyone say heifer in like 20 years.
If you're
Right.
listening to this podcast and you're a white person and you don't get it, the best way I can describe it to you is I have a very broad range of content creators of all different colors, races, creeds, genders, all that. All of the Black content creators that I saw that were like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck did she say?" And all of the white content creators were like, "Oh, that was cool."
right. It's like they don't get it.
Like, that's the best
And
promo I ever seen.
sometimes and sometimes it's hard to explain something because it's just like, "Oh my God, you're being too sensitive. It was just a promo. It was this, that, and the third." And then that's when the code switch come on. Is like, okay, so how do we respond to this? Do we respond with what we call the passion in us and say, "Well, if you knew about this, that, and the third, then you wouldn't say this, that, and the third." And then they'll say, "Oh, why do you have such an attitude?" Or do we like code switch and coddle, like, "Well, this is how we feel. This is how it affects us." Because either way, I'm blunt with mine. The first thing come out my mouth is "fuck you," and then I'll explain to you why this bothers us. So,
Like I said, that's why I hit up Jizzy and I was like, I don't know what code switching is. She explained it to me. And I'm like, okay, so sitting here as a 33-year-old straight male, white, I'm not affected by it. So yeah, I'm just watching it. It's just another thing. But listening to you talk about it, I see how that could negatively affect you and how you're viewed by people.
Yeah,
and why it's an
especially
issue.
Black women, because it was just like, I know it affected you more than it affected me. It affected me, of course, but like, I'm sure you had it like hit you harder than it hit me. Like, even with myself, like, I got a code switch all the time. My day job, I sell insurance over the phone. You ever see that movie Sorry to Bother You? That's literally how I have to talk all day. And it's just, when I'm finally able to like log out, take the headset off, and like, all right, I'm done. I can be me again. And it's ridiculous that we got to do that.
And it sucks that, you know, we can't be our true authentic self because we can't, if we are, we will be viewed as something completely different.
Less
We're
than.
ignorant, arrogant, less than, uneducated, don't know where we came from. You raised in the street, some sassy with an attitude. Like, these are literally microaggressions and stereotypes that we deal with on a regular basis.
Yeah,
So
and it's
for that promo with AJ Styles and his bodyguard to come out that way, and I'm like, even when he was with Tozawa, he was the Black Ninja. What is happening here? What era are we in? Like, it was just so, I feel like, and because he's tall and he's a person of his stature, it's really hard for them to create something for him to fit in so well. So he has to stand behind someone of a different background. So for him to get that TV time, no, treat him as if he was the Big Show, Undertaker, or Kane.
as opposed to treating him like, oh, this is a former basketball player, some stereotypical bullshit that they could come up with because that's what he looks like. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, we also had Reckoning take
Also
out
want to
Dana.
point out, way to bring that right around back to Raw. Like, you know, fix that segue. That was good. But
We had Reckoning take out Dana backstage. She's waiting on Mandy. So Mandy was hurt last week. She went through the ropes, hurt her shoulder. Dana's worried about her. Reckoning comes up and just wrecks her shit.
Totally.
So she's out of the match. And then for whatever fucking reason, they don't put Reckoning in her spot. They give the spot to Peyton and Lacey.
because that makes sense.
At all. Nope.
I
not at
don't
all.
understand how you break up such an amazing team like the Iconics. Okay, you break them up, whatever. You want to see what they do. But then you immediately pair Peyton Royce with another woman and who's not funny, that doesn't even have Billie Kay has more charisma in her fucking pinky than Lacey Evans has in her whole fucking body. And you put them together just for the sake of putting them together. Like, I don't get it.
And then you don't put Billie Kay on the SmackDown team. You put Natalya on there.
Right. It's just like, what? It made no sense.
But that's still 4 women. Who is the 5th woman?
What do you mean?
Bianca.
Oh, Bailey.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, they announced that Bailey was part of that team tonight. That was another. Apparently, Adam Pearce, in all of his white privilege, just gets to make announcements and put people on the show. Like, hey, you, and everyone he's picked is white. So go figure. He put Otis. Well, no, that's not true. He put Bailey on there, but he put Otis on there. He put Lacey. He put Peyton. We didn't get Big E, and I'm not happy about it. That's some bullshit. But we'll get to that on SmackDown.
Something?
No, I don't know why he's not on that team. It's just weird.
When was the last time Big E?
Tonight,
He was there. He was on SmackDown.
Though there's some interesting shit with that. So we'll talk about that when we get to SmackDown. We had a Firefly Funhouse segment where Bray is training for his match with The Miz tonight. He's in with Bray Wyatt and get out of it. He's like, we don't need to do this. Alexa comes out and says, no, we're doing it. It's going to happen.
But wait, before that, Alexa and Nikki started brawling on that stage.
Well, no, that was right after this. So Nikki showed up after Alexa said no, because she had been looking for Alexa, and she's like, Alexa, you got to forget about him. You got to get away from him. And Alexa slapped her in the face, and they started going at it.
Shit out of her.
I'm done with Alexa, with the Firefly Funhouse, with this new character. I'm excited to see where it's going to go. They've got the gloves, where this is going to evolve for her. But also, I like to see that they're still giving Nikki a little bit of something to do, and they didn't just shove her off in the corner like they tend to do. So I'm all for this. I'm looking forward to that match whenever we get it, because that'll be dope. And hopefully it has some kind of cool stipulation where they can have some fun with it.
And hopefully Alexa gets her mask by then.
Yeah, Travis wants to put Alexa in a mask like Bray's. So she has 2 characters. She has the Firefly Funhouse Alexa, and then she has her version of the Fiend for when she wrestles.
Good idea.
So
But can we just
fun.
talk about how Alexa jumped on Morrison and went over that barricade?
So Bray Wyatt defeats
Oh, wait,
The
I'm
Miz.
sorry.
Okay,
Wait a
she'll
minute,
stop, she'll stop.
because I said Alexa and P has an Alexa right here, so she answered. My bad.
That happens to me all the time. I got one right here, and I remember the first time it happened because I had just gotten it, and she's like, I'm like, and I've said that name, and it came on like, not you, and they go back to like, to the show because you forget you have it. It is just
Seriously.
Right. I was like, oh wait, why is she lighting up blue? What is happening?
So Bray comes down. He's looking at Nikki like, who the fuck are you and what are you doing? But then looks over at Alexa. Alexa gets all happy again. Bray defeats The Miz, and during the match, just
Jumps.
tackles him face first
And they flip.
over the barricade. We don't see them again. Just gone. It was, like I said, they're doing such a great job with her. And if you can do this with Bray and Alexa, and you can do so great with Roman and Jay and that story, and do what you've done with Drew tonight, or like, you can, why can't we do that with everyone?
Yes, exactly.
Because I still feel like they still feel like it's a hierarchy with the wrestlers. You understand? Like, and I always have to reference Attitude Era because they still repeating the same stuff. Even with Golden Era, you had your mid card that can also be high cards with Randy Savage and Steamboat, and then Attitude Era you had Mick Foley, who was a mid carder, but then he could also be up there in main event status. Then you have you had your main eventers, which was DX, Stone Cold, Taker, Kane, Rock. So they feel as if there's this hierarchy, or whatever. Then you have like your lower cards like Crash Holly, Hardcore Holly, So with them, it's just like, okay, we need people to be this mid card to fill the shows. We need people to be this low card to just open. Like, we have the main events to open. We need somebody just to fill in and come in right after them, so we could keep these people entertained, because this is what they want to see. They're just here for the entertainment, not knowing that we are really invested in these storylines and in these characters. And once you give our characters that we love so much ain't shit roles, it's just like, I'm gonna watch something else because y'all not doing with our characters what we feel like y'all should do, or we're gonna voice it on Twitter because we're tired of seeing the same thing. Like, that's why how the Divas evolution started, the women's evolution started, because it just gives Divas a chance hashtag. So once people get fed up, which is sad to say,
The Hurt Business, Travis, I hate to say it, Shelton's never getting out of that mid card. He's now back in the tag team.
He would have did it already. But the Hurt is great for him.
yeah,
It is, but he tried to cut that promo.
Yeah, I
and he
know.
never gives
I
Shelton
know.
the
He
mic.
started talking. I'm like,
Don't
why'd
do
they
it.
give you the microphone?
Mike to MVP.
Give
There's
the
a reason he's there.
MVP, give it to Cedric every now and then. Don't give it to Bobby. Don't give it to Sheldon. Neither one of you need to be talking. For different reasons, but neither one of you need to be talking.
The Hurt Business loses to New Day, thank God, because if they had switched it on us and they had made it Cedric and Shelton versus the Street Profits, I might not have watched some Survivor Series.
If they did anything to deny me my New Day versus Street Profits match, I'd have been so pissed. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing the show. I'm not doing it ever again.
We also had Retribution defeat Team Raw.
Speaking of the Hurt Business, because I wanted to say something about Naomi, because I had an idea of what might bring her back. Is this whole Survivor Series thing of her not being on the team. She comes back like, the next day and beats the fuck out of whoever may have been on the team, and she's sporting that black and gold and joins the Hurt Business because she's tired of people just looking over her and shit. So I'm like, if they do that, which I don't think they will, but they should do, then I'd forgive this Survivor Series team.
MVP did kind of reach out when she got drafted to Raw and made a little insinuation, and the Hurt Business could use a little touch of femininity.
Yes, indeed.
Retribution defeated Team Raw, so Retribution actually gets a win here over the Raw men's team that's going into Survivor Series. Everyone but AJ, because they just can't get along. Like Matt Riddle, Braun Strowman, Sheamus, and Keith Lee, they can't work their shit out, which tells me that they might not be able to do so Sunday. So no matter how many big names you got in this match, it's not looking good for Raw going into Sunday.
No,
not at all.
But we'll see. Maybe get a chance for Keith Lee to showcase himself again.
Well, I was really looking forward to a stare down between Big E and Keith Lee.
Oh, I was too.
Big meaty men
Oh,
slapping meat
I
in the
wanted
middle
it
of the
so
ring.
bad, dude. I wanted it
So
so
bad.
bad.
And Keith Lee last year.
Not gonna get it. You guys care about Angel Garza and this Rose?
Who?
No, next.
He made me Miss Zaylina, so let's just change the subject.
Okay. We had Drew versus Randy. Drew beats Randy. So Sheamus shows up. 9 times out of 10, he's a heel, but he gets around Drew McIntyre, and there's just some weird man love going on here between those two. And he's got a trunk from Scotland that his mother sent over, and it's got all of his Celtic gear in it. And then he pulls out the biggest sword I have ever seen in my life.
He's got a big sword, man. He's got a big sword, all right?
Over. Because when Sheamus and Drew was speaking, they were talking about the mom in past tense.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I did my research. Drew McIntyre's mom actually passed away.
Oh.
Yeah, in real life. So that's what they was talking about her in past tense. So then he's like, I loved your mom. I loved her like if she was my own. So his mom actually passed away. I think it was around the time he had just gotten fired from WWE. Or around that time he was in that cluster of didn't know what he was doing. He was like with 3MB and stuff. Yeah. So it was just something that was in storage. I'm pretty sure Drew had it and wanted to use it again, and they made it that way. But they mentioned Drew's mom because she actually passed away. So it's like if Drew McIntyre fans knew that, then they'd be like, all right, this is something that's gonna make me, go out there and make a tribute to my mom.
Sheamus had this trunk, and what he was doing with Drew McIntyre's kilt all these years, waiting to give it to him.
It's fine though, because he has that now. It actually made him more interesting though. So,
yep. Drew and Randy tear it down here. You get this awesome Celtic entrance with the sword and the kilt for Drew, really putting him over. Randy tries to leave, and Adam Pearce comes out and says, no. It's an Extreme Rules match, basically. No count out, no DQ. We're going to have a finish here. And we do. Drew beats Randy, becomes WWE champion, goes on to face Roman Reigns. Monday Night Raw, those wrestling girls, spit or swallow.
Definitely swallowing.
I'll swallow.
No question.
Travis?
I'll swallow it also. I mean, I get the old Drew McIntyre getting, the title to face Reigns. That's the more, that's the better
matchup.
No, it's the better looking matchup.
They saved it because if it was just like with the whole women and stuff, whatever, and everything else was kind of lackluster for me, I definitely would have spit. But Drew and Randy kind of saved it. So
yeah, but I think Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns would have been a better match, but I think better box office is Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre. So I get it.
They SmackDown Monday Night Raw this week for me. So we used to talk about how we were swallowing SmackDown consistently, Bray and Alexa, and everything else was just kind of filler. But those two things put it over for us. This week it was Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, and it was Bray and Alexa, and everything else was just kind of filler. But those segments put it over for me. So
that tag title match is pretty dope too.
And that tag title match, they tore it down. All right,
there was a lot though. Like when I was watching, I'm like, man, y'all do this every week.
Yeah,
like watching 3 hours, y'all do this every week. Like, no.
If I was a wrestler, I think I would be so happy to be on SmackDown more so not Raw, because that 2 hours, okay, cool. But
that's why Braun Strowman kept getting buried. He was getting pushed. They were saying he didn't stay for the whole show. He'd just leave. Like his shit would be over and he'd go home.
Hey,
and they're like, oh, well, apparently you don't really care. So there goes your push.
Huh.
So he kept fucking up. We kick off SmackDown with the Street Profits and Big E. The Street Profits are doing the Street Profits thing. They're putting over Survivor Series. They're putting over my boy, The Undertaker. Big E rises from the back in a sombrero.
Because that's all they had in props.
Because that's all they had in props.
Wait, that was before the New Day came out?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I caught the New Day in the ring doing the Undertaker stuff.
Because the Street Profits start talking shit about the New Day to Big E, and Big E says, well, they're here. And he does the entrance. And then the music hits, and the New Day come down to the ring.
Felt good. It felt good.
It really did.
Damn, I gotta.
But Big E did not come down to the ring. He stayed in the back with the Street Profits. We have Sammy come out talking his shit. Baron Corbin comes out. They're both saying the New Day don't belong here, which I'm not. It's Survivor Series, so that's the one time a year I don't care. Like,
problem is, we never, and it would have been perfect because, you know, it was them versus the Street Profits for Bianca to be there and say, you don't go here. But she didn't. And that was that was disappointing. That was disappointing. But
then Rudolph comes out. They want a tag team title shot against the New Day. New Day's like, well, why don't you guys fight it out? Like, you guys fight it out.
Oh, I was like, wait, who's Rudolph? That's somebody new? Got it. Never mind. That was good.
We got all sorts of nicknames over here.
Oh, yeah,
so confused, bro. Like, who's Rudolph?
It's funny because he says it and I know exactly who he's talking about. It doesn't even faze me anymore. Like, that's just who they are.
It was Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode. What is he talking about? Rudolph. Got it.
Yep. They want tag team title shots. New Day's like, hey, why don't you guys fight it out and figure it out? And it looks like they're going to. And then Rudolph attacks the New Day, and the Street Profits come down to make the save. But Big E doesn't come down to save his boys. Where's Big E, Travis?
He was in the back. He said they got it.
Creative.
Maybe he sent the Street Profits out. He was like, yo, you get out there.
Oh, they're just taking orders from Big E now, which means, does that mean?
Have you seen Big E? Wouldn't you take orders from him too?
I mean,
so I have this running joke that Big E and Patricia will get married one day because I'm not even a running joke. I'm gonna speak it into existence for them because Big E gave her a birthday cameo, put it on Twitter. You guys saw. He responded. It was like, thank you and all that. And
still do cameo.
He sent her
simpler times.
Right, simpler times. He sent her a photo of like him and Kofi kneeling in the ring, and they signed it. And then it was for the fundraiser. Yeah, it's for the fundraiser.
I paid for that.
And
what other kind of photos are getting in your DMs from Big E?
Yeah, what else you got?
More.
And he had wrote, at this point, I feel like I know you. At this point, Big E, you do. So just,
we could be best friends.
Go on a date, Zoom. Go on a Zoom date. Make the background real pretty, and just see how it goes from there. That's all.
Pictures and/or video.
Talk it into existence. I'm with it. I want to see Queen PR on SmackDown getting all those spots that Big E can't get with the oil, helping him rub up. Get ready for these matches
before he slides in and gyrates on the floor. Yeah.
When he splits.
Yes.
And we were at SmackDown when they won the tag team championships. They actually came in our section. Like we were right there. Like I'm in the picture. Like so that was like her close up with Big E. I actually met Big E and Xavier Woods, and we took a picture with Xavier Woods that night. But so we're gonna speak into existence that Big E and Patricia will be, getting married and stuff. And I'm definitely a bridesmaid because your twin has to be made of.
And we'll do a Zoom bridal shower for you. We'll get the dead ass girls involved. We'll all get together. It'll be fun.
And listen,
oh yeah, y'all missed that hangout for the baby shower, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard it was awesome though.
It was
hilarious. We had an 8-man tag match. New Day and the Street Profits get the win over Rudolph and Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin. Sammy is the one that takes the pin here, which is not looking good for him going up against Bobby Lashley.
Yo, when this all happened, I had forgotten that Sammy was the IC champ. I'm like, oh, he's got to go up against Bob? Oh.
We can't count Sami Zayn out, though, because if you look at his NXT matches, even like his matches when he first came up to Raw against Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley is probably about the same in size. It's just that one is rounder and one is muscular.
And one also has the Hurt Business behind him.
Okay. Right. But Sami Zayn can really, really hold his own.
Oh yeah, he can, but it's 4-on-1.
In the Survivor Series, so it's literally there's no such thing as disqualifications at Survivor Series.
It's the best of the best, and we're gonna find out who's the best mid card Is it Bobby Lashley or is it Sami Zayn? Speaking of Sami, he's not happy. He's yelling at the ref. He's like, I wasn't even holding the tag rope. How is this legal? Daniel Bryan's backstage. He's kind of laughing at him. He's like, what's so funny? Why are you laughing at me? Daniel pulls up his face mask because Sami's in his face, which I love that just little detail where he's like, can't have you breathing on me like that.
I got 2 kids at home. Okay.
And then Sami, he got within 6 feet. And he's like, I need that 6 feet distance and put Sami on his ass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm feeling Daniel Bryan's little buzz cut.
I was going to say, he got his ass beat by Jay so bad, he came back with a whole new hairstyle.
A whole new haircut.
A whole new hairstyle.
He's trying to join the family.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine? I mean, I don't know how it would work, but you know, WWE is creative. Just like Nation of Domination was all black, and then Owen Hart popped up. So,
they also had Crush at one point too. So
they did.
Yeah. My first thought was they're going to confuse the Bella Twins for Samoans and try and mix that in. So, you know.
I mean, they're already Mexican, so, you know.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan's pissed. He's like, listen, I couldn't pick up my daughters. I'm at home. I'm reminded about it every time I try and do something. My daughter looks at me and cries. I'm in the hospital. So it's not personal. But, Jay, you're going to get this ass whooping tonight.
I mean, speaking of haircuts, you know, the fact that Jay had the nerve to come out there, you know, been rocking the mullet for the last few weeks, like I'm not going to talk about him for. Yeah, he deserved that ass whooping. Mm-hmm. You deserve an ass whooping for that mullet, Jay. Like, it's just.
And then this is where we get the segment where Adam Pearce is backstage and he's talking to someone. He's like, listen, I get to pick one person for the men's Survivor Series team and giving your story and your struggle. And I'm like, oh, we're going to pan to Big E. Oh, we're going to see Big E. This is Big E's moment. No, it's motherfucking Otis. They put Otis on the team. He gets the last spot. Big E's not even on the show.
So weird.
Man was getting a push, beating Sheamus, doing all this great stuff. They separated the New Day. I thought they were going to strap the rocket on him. We were going to see him eventually versus Roman for the title. If we didn't get Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, which we probably are, I thought that's where we were headed. And then for whatever reason,
yes, exactly.
He's not even on the Survivor Series team. Otis gets the spot anyway.
I mean, who's on the team? Jay, Otis,
Corbin.
Corbin. Not STD.
Mm-hmm.
Riddle.
No, that's Raw. So on SmackDown, you got Jay, Corbin, Otis, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins.
I forgot Seth was on the team too. So
that's gonna be such an ego trip.
Well, you forgot Seth was on the team because go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I am here for now that Seth and Roman are on SmackDown together, whatever type of Messiah Seth is against the head of the table, the tribal chief one day, that's gonna be, especially with Roman's new attitude, bruh. Come on.
You might have to wait a little while because rumor is after Survivor Series, Seth's gonna go home and be daddy.
Well, yeah, true. That's why I'm not talking about it right now, but they can build up to it. They can.
Becky dropped those pregnancy pics online,
which we love, Team Becky. When she was relentless.
So, yeah, no, rumor is Seth's going to take some time off after this. But the reason you forgot Seth was on the team is because he's been fucking with like he qualified and then all he's been doing is fucking with the Mysterios. And they told us last week Ray versus Seth was the end of Seth versus the Mysterios. And then for whatever goddamn reason, you got Buddy Murphy bringing the entire, like, he's part of the family now. Like,
yeah.
But his last name isn't Mysterio, technically.
Yeah.
No, but they brought them out.
But remember,
they didn't face them though. They were just there.
Murphy kicked Seth in the face. So Seth had to come back and be like, "Oh, you kicked me in the face, so now we're gonna fight." It literally just popped up on my phone how they ended that feud. So I was like reading to see, what happened, what I missed.
I'm fine with that. I would have even been fine if Aaliyah came out, but I didn't need Ray and Dominic out there. I didn't need Seth attacking Ray and Dominic when it was supposed to be over. What I did live for is the fact that when Ray won that match last week, he got his eye back.
Wait, is that like he took it off?
Yeah. He had both eyes this week.
It wasn't a toy like the last time when he got
Nope.
I was so mad that they botched that so bad.
My thing was like the fact that they did that
Right,
whole match in the
like-
first place. It was just like, why would you do that? Why
Right,
would you like have that
If
kind of
you
match?
had era, oh, lose an eye, cool, because they would have did it with the blood and all that. But you had a Party City eye, no blood, no nothing. Then you want to make it seem like Seth was throwing up.
I still just have an issue with the whole Mysterios being behind Murphy thing because in the end, Murphy still helped Seth beat the shit out of Dominic with kendo sticks while he was tied up in the ropes. So ain't no coming back from that, dude. So
And now you're just gonna let him hop in your daughter like she's a kangaroo. Like,
yeah.
the fuck is this shit?
Listen, everybody got needs, okay?
Yeah. That don't
Did
mean
you
I got to be
see-
okay with it after you beat the shit out of me with a kendo stick.
That's how WWE is, though.
Have you ever left a boyfriend's house or had a one night stand, left the house, and you took the dude's shirt with you?
I've never
You-
had a one-night stand, so I can't relate.
You took the dude's shirt with you so that way someone didn't see you like wearing the same clothes from the night before?
Nope.
No.
Because that's what it looked like Aaliyah did. She had an oversized men's button
Oh,
up.
true.
Like she was trying to hide from Ray and Dominic that she left Buddy's house wearing the same clothes. So she's like, hey, let me get one of those shirts. I'll throw a belt on over it. You won't even know.
Make it look like a dress, you know. Yeah.
Mhm.
That was tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I really got to watch it. See, I shouldn't have drove over here. I should have waited. I was stuck in traffic anyway.
Rollins loses to Murphy, and then the Mysterios celebrate with their new family member, Buddy Murphy. So now you've had Corbin lose, and he's on the SmackDown team. You've had Seth lose, and he's on the SmackDown team. You had Jey Uso lose in the main event, and he's the leader of the SmackDown team. He's the self-appointed captain of the SmackDown team. Takes a loss to Daniel Bryan. It's not looking good for the men's SmackDown team.
Yeah, no, I don't see that.
So I feel like Raw's going to win. Raw men may win. No, because it's not looking good for them neither.
Maybe that's why they did this.
Invasion and NXT is gonna win. That's it. That's because that's all I can get. Especially because Undisputed is back. So why not throwing it out
Just
there?
have them come and fuck everybody up.
Yep, fuck everybody else. Them with Finn Balor. Yep, that's it.
Then we had my two favorite segments of the night. We had the contract signing. Now, I will say I'm not happy that we had a contract signing because do they sign contracts for every match? Like, and we just
No.
don't see it all the time.
Choose.
Only the big ones. So
No, I mean, he means like, besides the ones we see in the ring, is there a contract for every match that we just don't see? Is that what they're implying?
They don't tell No, it is. They just don't televise.
they don't televise it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
So
they
I
have
was like, why do we need a champion versus like normally you sign a contract when the title's on the line, but if this is just two guys fighting, what do we need what the fuck?
I guess whatever stipulations are involved that we don't know of, or for it to be made for TV, because technically they already signed to the company, so whatever happens, it's already in their original contract.
Well, we do know lately Roman's had a lot of, special stipulations for things for himself in order for him to do things for somebody, or do matches and all that kind of stuff. So maybe this contract was something special that he gets some kind of perk in exchange for doing this match because, I'm
But
Roman Reigns.
They should have told us that. But instead, we got Roman Reigns looking at Drew McIntyre in the face. And this man said, you are a secondary champion. They call you when I'm busy. You will always be my favorite number 2. And after you get this ass whooping this Sunday, you're going to love me for it, and I'm going to love you too.
Roman.
Know your place.
It was beautiful.
Wait, so we saying that Roman's mic skills are up there now?
Mhm.
They've gotten so much better. It is just
He
they
stumbled
gave
a
him the
little
match.
bit in the beginning. But when he got into it and he hit you with that, you're a secondary champion, you're backup, you're a prop. They call you when I am busy. And he looked at Paul, and Paul's like, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still like cringing. I don't know if you guys remember the promo where it was like Roman and Seth Rollins in the ring, and Seth was talking some shit,
became a Roman Reigns fan in
and
2020.
Roman was just like, "What in the suffering sucker?"
He's never going to live that suffering succotash down.
No, like don't speak.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like heel Roman is way better on the mic, so it's just him trying to cut babyface promos just wasn't doing it for him. So
I don't know, except for the one against Stephanie.
Mhm.
That was a good one.
Everyone can cut like
I was about to say
So-
everybody cuts a great promo on stuff though.
like I said,
Like the
I
McMahon's are great. They're great.
I did a podcast with the hardest part of the ring. Fuck it. Is it Stan or I don't know. Anyway, you'll have to listen to the episode to get that. But anyway, we talked about SummerSlam 2001, and in the lead up to SummerSlam 2001 is that famous Rock and Jericho promo from Chicago where they rhyme against Stephanie, Rhino, Booker T, and Shane. Oh, I loved going back and seeing that.
T and Shane.
I love that. Talk about Booker, what's 2 + 2? Thomas Jefferson, sucker. Oh, man.
Or Booker T and Shane, the punk ass sucker and the silver spoon motherfucker.
Yeah.
And Stephanie said on Jericho's podcast that she was supposed to say stop, but she was so into it and was trying so hard not to laugh that she forgot to stop him at mother. And that's how Rock said the whole thing on TV.
She tried to stop Jericho when he said gore and the whore. But,
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what's crazy? Jericho literally remembers that verbatim. Like he was like they were talking about it. He goes something sleaze bag hole something. I was like, damn, I remember that. Even though Jericho needs to be in the gym.
Yeah.
He's looking crazy.
If you're going to come out every week, you're going to need to be in the gym. Though they did some great stuff on AEW this week where they parodied The Hangover. That was really funny. They had Hornswoggle on TV in a diaper. And he did some work with TNA. He came in and did a stint with AEW. I don't think he's officially over there, but yeah, he's around.
Just like Adrian. He just popped up, did a match, and just left. I'm like, what?
Mm-hmm. Last but not least, we had the face-to-face between Sasha and Asuka. So Sasha is out there, and Sasha is basically saying, you know, they're talking about how Sasha beat Asuka earlier this year to become the Raw Women's Champion, but Asuka beat Sasha, and does Asuka have Sasha's number? Sasha goes off. She's like, we don't even have to wait till Sunday. We can do this now. She kicks her shoes off.
Shoes off.
Them shit's off.
That's how you know Sasha be black.
Asuka's doing all of her, you're not ready for Asuka. And then Carmella, in her same red ring gear that she's had for the last 3 weeks, takes Sasha out from behind, drags her over to the corner, hangs her up in the tree of woe, starts whooping her ass, telling her, I told you to watch your back. I told you not to turn your back on me. And Asuka just stood there like, well, shouldn't have been talking shit.
That was the part. That was.
If you were Oscar, wouldn't you just let her take her from behind? I mean, you know, you just let it happen.
Unbothered, just sat there and watched.
100%. Great segment. I really enjoyed that one.
Damn, I gotta watch it because I missed everything. I should have been watching while I was stuck in traffic.
It was a fun show.
I'm assuming, Travis, you're swallowing SmackDown this week.
I am, even though they did my boy Big E dirty. But yeah,
I agree. Those wrestling girls.
Everything Travis said.
I can't do anything because I haven't watched it yet.
Okay, well you can gargle undecidedly until you watch it. And
Undecidedly.
Right. Or go back out.
That's one of Travis's favorites. Is to gargle undecidedly.
It's always a pleasure going back at it again.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so what did you girls think was the best show of the week?
I gotta say NXT.
I'm gonna have to go with NXT too. Yeah.
Down. He hates it.
Fuck you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
NXT was the best show this week. It was.
Oh, look at that.
It was. I'll give it to you.
They literally had the
if
best.
it's true, I'll tell you. It's fine, you know.
Listen,
but
that Rhea Io match was everything. It was the best match of the week, hands down.
That was it. Like out of all the main events from each champion. We only had one.
Yep.
She has the presence. She has the size. She has the power. Make it happen.
Make WWE, you hear us. This is those wrestling girls on Smackin' It Raw. Make it happen. Make Rhea Ripley the next and second woman Intercontinental Champion. Period.
So it is official from those wrestling girls. know where they can find your podcast, your YouTube channel, talk about Thirsty Thursdays, anything you guys want to plug, Patreon, merchandise, all that good stuff.
Okay, so you can follow us literally on everything. Those Wrestling Girls on Twitter, T Wrestling Girls, Facebook discussion. Facebook is Those Wrestling Girls. Instagram is Those Wrestling Girls. There's a link in our bio to our merch store, to our Patreon, to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, please share, please tag. And whatever merch you bought from us, just tag us, let us know you're supporting us.
Send us a pic.
Send us a picture. We'll definitely repost it. And we have a few giveaways. So make sure that you're following us. And I guess we'll see you for Sunday for Survivor Series. Even though I'm going, can we touch base on Survivor Series real quick?
Sure.
So as I pointed out earlier, I don't know if we were recording it or not. The Undertaker is retiring. Final. And I pointed out to P that on 11/22/1990, he debuted with Brother Love. Now, 11/22/2020, exactly 30 years later on the day, he is retiring.
See, I've avoided talking about it because he is literally the reason I watch wrestling. And as I said before we started, like, no bullshit, I will cry. A 33-year-old grown-ass man, I am going to cry on Sunday because he is my all-time favorite wrestler, and I may, despite what everyone on the internet says, I may never get to see him wrestle another match again. This may be the last time he appears as The Undertaker on WWE TV before he's inducted, before he goes and does whatever he does with his family post. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough one for me Sunday.
It's going to be hard. And, Sunday's my nephew Cameron's birthday. But I will be upstairs watching wrestling. Hey, Cameron, I love you. Mwah. I'm going upstairs to watch wrestling. But
I don't blame you.
Right. Listen, you come with me, you're gonna stay and entertain these friends of yours. You gotta pick your battles. But yes, I'm definitely gonna cry or really be really emotional watching it because it's just like The Undertaker, like he was like the only legend left that always, I haven't yet to see The Rock, so whatever. But he was like, besides Triple H, is like the only legend left who will come back and do something phenomenal and literally leave you awestruck, except for WrestleMania 30. We're not gonna talk about that, or the one with Roman. We're not gonna talk about that one either.
When that gong hits, it's instant blue chew for me.
Yeah, like we've seen Undertaker about 5 or 6 times. Literally pop
we
up
just got lucky
live
at
events.
all of his surprises.
Yeah, he was just there.
I only got to see him once. In all of the shows I've been to and all of the things I've done, it was my very first SmackDown. It was in 2003. My birthday is April 5th. It was April 10th, 2003. 2 weeks after WrestleMania 19, he fought John Cena in the main event of SmackDown. I will never forget it.
That is awesome.
The only time I got to see him. But I got to see him once.
As him and Cannon Brother Destructions as well. But it was just like, you hear it. And I remember I brought my cousin with me to a show, and I was like, they was talking about, until I said, he might come out, he might not come out. So if he don't come out, don't be upset. And as soon as I said, don't be upset, went out, gongs hit. And my cousin was like elated, like, oh my gosh, like he almost killed me, almost pushed me over the seat. Like, it was amazing. So I'm definitely gonna miss. And then my first WrestleMania, Undertaker's not there. My only WrestleMania, Undertaker's not there. Out of all of them, I'm just like, yo, and I didn't realize it until he said it. Yeah, I didn't realize it until Undertaker himself said he was not at WrestleMania 35. Yeah, I was like,
yeah, that was a rough one.
Definitely miss the Undertaker, but things happen. He has to move on. He has a wife and kids to maintain and take care of, and we got him.
Maybe once he's retired and a full-time dad, we might get another run from Michelle McCool. She can come back and do a little something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. Or he may retire as the Undertaker, but come back as American Badass.
No, stay retired.
I'm trying to make him feel better. I'm trying to make him.
You're not making him feel better though. He doesn't want that.
I'm fine with the American Badass. Listen, I will watch the Undertaker wheel his old ass down in a wheelchair to the ring at WrestleMania, it'll be a half an hour entrance, and I will sit on my floor in that pose, holding the urn behind me for the entire 30 minutes until he gets there. I don't care.
Who really retires in WWE? That's my thing. That's why I'm not sad. I'm like, I'll just wait till we hear
It
that
was
guy.
almost Shawn Michaels until he did that shit in Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. That didn't happen, Travis. Stop
It was a figment of your
Stop.
imagination.
You're right. It wasn't real.
Travis,
You're
that's
right.
non-canon. We talked
You're
about
right.
that.
It's not canon. You
Saudi
absolutely right.
didn't happen.
Didn't happen. You are right. I take
Like,
that
I
back.
don't want them to do to Undertaker what they did to Ric Flair, like force him to retire.
You guys can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Creation World. That is at CREATIA World. Creation World is the company that Travis owns and runs that he was so nice to give me my own podcast under. It includes Super Flash Hero of Tomorrow, hashtag Them Thrones, Wild Wild West World, and the Creation Conversation, and all the other great podcasts that Travis does or said he's going to start that we still haven't done yet, like Dungeons After Dark.
It's coming, dude. Look,
I've heard that.
look, we've taken steps, all right?
Yeah.
We get there.
It's a complicated process, sir.
You guys can find me on Twitter only at Matt Ritter. That is at MATTRIDDER.
Spell it again. Spell it again.
MATTRIDDER. You guys can
Period.
find Travis on Twitter and Instagram at Sir Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. You guys can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/creationworld. You guys can find us on Facebook also at facebook.com/group/SmackinItRaw. And currently both on Twitter, at my Twitter, and on Facebook, we have polls going on. We did a mock draft. Then we picked champions and a Survivor Series team each. And those polls are up right now. So far, Travis is beating me 3-1. And right now, my women's Survivor Series team is currently destroying Travis's women's Survivor Series team. That'll be done by tomorrow, so it's looking like it's going to be 3-2. Tomorrow, when this podcast drops, will be the last matchup. It'll be our men's Survivor Series teams that you guys can go vote on. Let us know who had the best draft and which one of us is going to win Survivor Series.
Just let you all know when you vote, please. Look beyond your individual hate for the people, all right? Because I feel like that's what's driving a lot of these votes. We're talking about who wins the match, not who you like more, all right?
So, well, we've got those wrestling girls. So let me ask you, our women's Survivor Series teams. My team is Charlotte Flair, Asuka, Io Shirai, Shotzi Blackheart, and Alexa Bliss.
Ooh, that's a good team.
And
Travis's team is Bianca Belair, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Naomi, and Bailey.
Ooh, that's hard.
Damn, that is so hard.
That is so hard.
That's
I
what
don't
she
know. I gotta go with SmackDown on this one.
Yeah, I gotta go with SmackDown too.
said. UPN wins it again, sir.
Well, I'll add in 2 votes for you, Travis, and you're still going to lose. It's okay.
It's fine. I saw the vote. I know.
Yo, I really thought she was gonna go with Raw because you got Charlotte, Shotzi,
Oh wait, I
Io.
thought that was the one. I apologize. I was trying to choose the one with Charlotte and
That's
Shotzi.
Raw.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, like she's Raw. I'm SmackDown.
sorry.
So-
Yeah.
The way we did this draft is we decided Travis's SmackDown is for the culture. It's on it's on UPN out here, which is a local Chicago broadcast. But before the show, you're gonna get what was it? Malcolm and Eddie, and after the show,
Oh yeah, on
you
TV.
get
Yeah. Yeah. Malcolm and Eddie, sister plays afterwards.
And then mine was Raw as Ritter. So and Vince Delgado made us this nice logo, as well as a
Shout
Raw
out to
as Ritter
Vince.
that I'm gonna fly that flag once I beat Travis. That's the
I mean, it's
plan.
literally impossible for you to beat me. So it's
Yeah, I know it's gonna tie.
like
I
the
take
most you can do is tie.
after losing the first 3 rounds, I'm gonna take that as a victory, Travis. It's a nice comeback. Is there anything else we need to plug, Travis, before we close out?
No, because I don't want to promise that right now because I can't guarantee that I can do that next week. So yeah, nothing right now.
All right, then. For those wrestling girls, Krista B and Queen PR, and Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, I am the Warden Mad Ritter. We are Smackin' It Raw, and we are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Peace.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.